Front Range Baseball Network, Diamond Club hosting Greeley Grays on a morning start. Overcast day in Arvada. Pleasant, to be honest. Temperatures much lower than yesterday as Diamond Club takes the diamond first. Alvaro Nunez, the starting pitcher for Diamond Club, the lefty, going to work on Brogan Barr, top of the order for Greeley Grays. It'll be Brogan Barr, then Austin Williams, Keegan Randall, the first three. Zach Kostopoulos bats cleanup if he gets a chance in the inning. Somebody's got to reach for Zach to get to the plate. Nunez gets a swing and a strikeout, one away. Lefty on lefty to open the game, and Barr loses that battle. Good start for Alvaro Nunez. I saw Alvaro earlier this season, but it's been a little while since I've gotten to see the lefty on the hill for the Diamond Club Collegians. And he starts it off in style. Now Austin Williams takes strike one. A 1-1 count. Greeley Grays in the first base dugout. Diamond Club at home. They occupy the third base dugout at Nate Journey Field. They're set up on that side. No sunshine at all today. The cloud cover and sort of hazy sky. I don't smell a lot of smoke. I know there's some smoke index stuff going on, but this is probably a combination of that plus cloud fronts rolling in, and this is a nice relief from a stretch of time for the players and the teams on the field, umpires, the whole bit. It was hot yesterday. Here yesterday, Diamond Club, big win over the Fort Collins Foxes. Foxes, the number one team in the Front Range League, had only lost 3 games on the year before yesterday, all of those to the Boulder 64s. Diamond Club, the 11-9 win after squandering a 4-3 lead late in the game, went down 8-4, giving up a 5-run frame, but answered that immediately in the bottom of the 8th with a 7 spot of their own. Diamond Club used the offense down the stretch for the win. Alvaro Nunez goes KK. Back-to-back ring-ups for the lefty starter. Andrew Buckled is behind the plate. Buckled has 2 putouts, receiving 2 strike threes from Nunez. And a guy who is often a catcher for Diamond Club took the throw it around throw from Buckled down to third base. Mac Dossie next to Taylor McMaster on the left side of the infield. Dossie plays third, McMaster at short. Cale Corridon plays second base. Kai Douglas at first base. Nobody's had to do much defensively in the first 2 batters, with Nunez handling the chores. Gets a swing and a strike on Keegan Randall. Good offensive player, Randall, out of Nampa, Idaho. Big swing. He's got the gray bat to match the Grays' name for his summer team. 2 strikes against Keegan as Nunez works on punching out the side. Popped foul. Great pitching performance yesterday for Diamond Club in the win over the Foxes. Matthew Lighthall making his first start for Diamond Club in this summer season in the Front Range League, and he was very good, holding the Foxes to 3 runs through 5 innings. Explosive offense of the Foxes held down. Grays finished up last night, had a doubleheader in Greeley. Quick turnaround for the Grays. Playing 2 with the Western Nebraska Pioneers last night. Defense is leaving the field. Keegan Randall is staying in the batter's box. Ball was out. Nunez thought he had it. Count runs full now. That would have been a strike out of the side. Can Nunez back it up with a better pitch? Gets a foul off again. Another 3-2 from the lefty, and he missed. Good deep at-bat by Keegan Randall. Stuck around for a while. He dodged a near-miss strikeout pitch and takes first base on a free pass. First runner of the game is over to first base, and Zach Kostopoulos will come to the plate. Home run derby participant at the All-Star Spectacular in Gering, Nebraska. Kostopoulos, power hitter for the Greeley Grays. Scott Thompson is on deck. Thompson bats 5 today. There is a strike on the outside edge. Good pitch from Nunez. One the count. Nate Lovato coaching third base for the Grays. Zach Bissell coaching first. Did not spot Tim Galindo in the first base dugout when I ran through there earlier. Back pick, snap, throw to first is up high. Randall dives back and he stays down for a minute. Grimaced a little bit when he hit the dirt. It's dry where he came in, right in front of the bag, immediately in front of the bag between the base and the grass. You can see that water spot there. It's not muddy, but it's a different surface type. He slid on the dry part. I don't think he stuck at all. Fouled off by Kostopoulos. Scott Thompson next. Caleb Kasari, who would bat after Thompson. Got 2 strikes on Kostopoulos. Andrew Buckold pops out to the left side batter's box, blocks that pitch that bounced through, missed by a bunch. Deegan Corrigan, number 6 in the order. Jake Onderland is 7. Griffin Webb, and then Lincoln Lyons. I think I had those numbers off by a notch. Lyons, the pitcher. Yeah, so it's Thompson's 5, Kasari's 6, Corrigan 7, Onderland 8. Griffin Webb bats 9, and Lincoln Lyons has the start on the hill. DHing is the man at the plate, Zach Kostopoulos for Lincoln Lyons. Kostopoulos sticks around long enough to get that pitch hammered, and that's going to right. That ball is yard over the right field wall. Exit stage right for Zach Kostopoulos on 2 outs. Alvaro Nunez was humming along and surrenders the 2-run bomb to Kostopoulos. Greeley Grays are on the board first in the top of 1. Keegan Randall earned a deep count walk. And that sets up the 2-run shot from Kostopoulos. Now Scott Thompson to the plate.
Now to the plate, number 14, Scott Thompson.
Thompson, a 1-0 count, watches ball 1. Scott playing left field defensively. Saw some good things out of Scott a couple games ago, making a few impressive catches. Some of that happened in Colorado Springs at Block Tickets Park. Starting pitcher, and has displayed some solid defense for the Grays. Chopper to second base. Thompson is out on a 4-3 with the Diamond Club second baseman Cale Corridon on the play. Pair of strikeouts open it up, and then the walk and the bomb from Kostopoulos. 2 runs up for Greeley Grays after a half inning. And Diamond Club works on the answer now. Diamond Club Collegians. McMaster leads off. Corridon and Douglas, the 3 coming to the plate. Shortstop Taylor McMaster, first chance to swing for Diamond Club, down by a pair. Lincoln Lions, right-handed arm, right-armed hand, right-armed arm. All the anatomical pitcher parts. Righty is up for the Greeley Grays. Lincoln, a frequent starter for the Grays this summer, working with a 2-run lead after half a frame, down at the bottom of the zone. That's a spot he'll want as that pitch bent down low. And McMaster taps that foul, rattling the home plate camera On deck is Cale Cord and Kai Douglas batting third in the order today. Kai, the first baseman, Cord in second baseman. You got the shortstop McMaster leading off. So the defensive positioning in the first three is shortstop, second base, first base. That'd be your 6-4-3 double play combo. They're going to try to get the offense started. This ball will be end of the batted out to center field. Straight away, it drops in for a base hit. McMaster is aboard, leads off for Diamond Club on base. Didn't smoke that ball, but he hit it well back up the middle and used the open grass in center field. Cale Corridon steps in. We'll go head on a swivel here. Lineup I picked up had Matusi at third base, but Mac Dossie was there in the first inning. We'll see what the flow looks like when we get in that part of the order. Matusi scheduled fifth in the order. Brock Mulvaney listed as DH. Dossie was listed as right. Lions pitch. Deliberate to the plate on this offering, a swing and a miss from Corridon. Lyons taking his time to get into his delivery. Lincoln fires out of the zone. Kai Douglas third, Blake Young fourth, Max Matusi batting fifth, Mac Dossie is sixth, and Brock Mulvaney. Casey Ritchie, number 8 in the order, playing left field. He caught yesterday, did Ritchie, in the win over the Foxes. Andrew Buckled, the catcher, in the 9 spot in the batting order. Pitch bending to the zone, and that's hammered down the left field line. Down and near the wall to the track it goes. That'll be a 2-bagger. Cale Corridon unleashes power swing and ripped that down the third base line. McMaster to third. Corridon to second. Kai Douglas has a chance to knot the scoreboard up with a base hit. With the instant offense answer from Diamond Club. After yielding the 2-run home run in the top of the first. This pitch chopped to short. Going to go to third to try to get the runner there and around the tag. Safe on the play. Shortstop for the Grays. Keegan Randall decided to try to get the lead guy. Safe is the call. And his third baseman, Austin Williams, after the call, looks over to his shortstop and points toward first. Thinking we should have gone that way. That's a fielder's choice. It'll be an RBI for Kai Douglas, driving in Taylor McMaster. Everybody safe on the fielder's choice with Corridon sliding in, avoiding the tag on his way into third. Diamond Club cuts it down to a 2-1 deficit. Nobody out. Ball 1 to Blake Young, the center fielder. Young. Blake batted number 4 yesterday, also against the Foxes. Had a home run, 3-run shot in the 8th. That was a big element of the come from behind 8th inning. The Collegians had it back at that point to 8-6. The 3-run shot from Young made it 9-8 Diamond Club. They got 2 more in the inning to make it 11-8. Gave up 1 in the 9th and held on for the 11-9 win. Lions pitch, good one, and Young liked it, fouled it back. 3-run shot from Blake Young was the tide turner in the 8th after surrendering the lead in the top of that frame. Blake, a big swing out of the 4 spot. He'll stay in that same batting position today. Ended up 2 for 4 on the day, Blake, yesterday. Had a single, home run, his last 2 at-bats. Opened the day with a walk, strikeout, and then finished strong in the win. Runner moved a little towards second base on the pick throw. Standing up goes Kai Douglas. He's in safely with Deegan Corrigan, the first baseman for the Grays, putting the tag on. You got Deegan Corrigan for the Grays and Cale Corridan for Diamond Club. Runner takes off. That's a hit by pitch. Blake Young took that right in the back. So Kai Douglas decelerates into second base, and Blake Young loads him up on a hit by pitch. Max Matusi.
Next up to bat, left fielder from Gateway Community College, Max Matucci.
Matusi in, announced as left fielder, so that must be an amendment from the lineup I was given. I'll go with that. Didn't spot him on defense in the first inning. I'll check it out when they go back out. Mac Dossie on deck. 2-1. Grays have the lead. They're playing defense against bottom of the first pressure from Diamond Club. Matusi hammers that to left center. Back to the wall. Thompson reaches up, and I think he took away a home run. It's a sac fly tag up. Scott Thompson for the Greeley Grays. He cuts a tall profile, 6'3", and I think his glove was above the yellow pipe of the left center field fence. I think that ball tucks over the fence if Thompson doesn't get back to the wall. Nice play again. It's happened over and over in the outfield. Thompson displaying defensive chops out there. Matusi, a deep first out, sac fly and an RBI for Max Matusi, ties the game at 2 apiece. Cale Corridan, he tagged up and scored with a big smile on his face. I think he saw the same thing I saw, and he was a little closer than me. He's probably, about 120 feet closer to that than I am. I think he saw Thompson reach up and take away a grand slam, but it does tie the game. Thompson didn't really make a leap or anything. He got back to the wall. There's a really short track out there. Warning track is not very wide, so you don't get much notification from the feet with the change of surface. And Thompson just glided right up to the wall, reached up and grabbed it. Fouled back by Dossie with 1 out. Brock Mulvaney on deck for Diamond Club. The family affair in full effect. Got the family running the concession stand. Got his dad coaching the squad. Must be Brock's cousin, I imagine. Is that right? Family tree correct? Bree is hammering the public address today, and she is tearing it up. She's got the crowd in a frenzy. Here's a throw down to second, safe on the steal, and it'll be a double steal successful as Kai Douglas comes home on the throw to 2. Douglas scores. Blake Young steals second. Kai gets stat credit for a steal of home, and the lead goes to Diamond Club 3-2. Runs were scored in the game yesterday with the Foxes. Although there were only 7 runs scored in that game up until the 8th inning, and then it got offensive. 11-9 the final, 20 runs up combined, and now we've got 5 runs to this point in the first inning. Sun trying to burn through the cover in the sky. Fouled back by Dossie. So if it plays out the way it looks like it might be playing out, might feel more humid here today than typical. I remember earlier in the summer when there was some rain coming through in June, Mac Dossie talked about it being humid here. He's from South Carolina. That caught me off guard. South Carolina guy talking about humidity. He wasn't complaining about it. He didn't compare it to being worse than South Carolina. Ground ball to short, and that clangs off of Keegan Randall. It'll score a run. Error at short. Dossie hit it pretty well, barreled it out to short, and he'll reach on an E6, and Blake Young cruises around from second base as that ball bounced off the shortstop and then checked up in shallow center, leaving plenty of time for the circulation there by Blake Young. Diamond Club 4 runs in. Brock Mulvaney, the DH, number 7 spot. Casey Ritchie and Andrew Buckold follow Mulvaney in the order today. And then back to the top with McMaster. First pitch fouled off. Wide on the second pitch from Lincoln Lyons. Pick to first. Dossie took off. The throw is dirted by Deegan Corrigan, and Dossie ends up with a stolen base. He was picked off. He took off on the start from Lyons, and Grays can't execute the 1-3-6. Trouble on defense contributing to the inning. Mulvaney now with Dossie at second and 1 away. Only out, a sac fly to the yellow cap in left center field on top of the fence. Caught by Scott Thompson. Grays trying to find another out. Had one available there. Couldn't make the throw successfully on the backup of that pickoff by Lyons at first. 2-1 count. Mulvaney sitting in a balanced count now. Getting the Grays off of that doubleheader last night. They were swept by the Pioneers. Gave it a good run in game 1. Grays made a spirited comeback down the stretch. 2-2 count on the swing and miss. Second game, Pioneers controlled the whole way. Pioneers had a 10-0 lead in game 1, and the Grays chipped and chipped. I think it wound up, 11-9 after a 10-0 deficit for Greeley. They, in the final inning, had a chance to bring it all the way back and couldn't quite get over the bump on that. Game 2 was controlled by Western Nebraska for a doubleheader sweep in Greeley last night. The Grays had to sleep fast, and they're right back at it. Mulvaney to right field. Fly ball caught. Runner tags and goes second to third. Dossie moving up on a fly out to right field from Brock Mulvaney. 2 outs.
Next to bat, number 18 from Clark College, Casey Ritchie.
Eighth batter of the inning, Casey Ritchie. Steps in. Takes ball 1 down and in. And Jake Onderlin, catcher for the Grays, will go out to talk it over with Lincoln Lions grinding through the bottom of the first. Trouble getting out of here. He's got 2 down now. 2 flyouts in the inning. Brogan Barr in center. Scott Thompson left field and Caleb Kasari in right. Corners, Deegan Corrigan at first, Austin Williams at third. Up the middle, Keegan Randall at short. Second baseman, Griffin Webb. Jake Onderland catching for Lincoln Lions in a prolonged first inning. Good pitch there. Breaks to the zone. Great spot from Lions. Tough pitch to deal with. Ritchie let it go for a strike. Diamond Club with a 5th run available at third base and 2 outs. Ritchie swings on this. Goes to 2 strikes. 1-2 count to Casey Ritchie. This game about 30 minutes in now. So if they can get the out here, a 30-minute first inning, that would project out to 270 minutes or 4.5 hours. Ain't going to happen. Guarantee it. Chopper is fouled to the third base dugout. Ritchie still there with a 1-2 count. Catcher Andrew buckled on deck. Shin guards applied in case he does not get to follow Casey. Just got an end of the bat on that. Chipped it away on the first base side. It actually died 5 feet into the grass off of the synthetic turf circle at home plate. Just barely sliced a piece of that baseball to stay alive. And another pitch coming to Casey Ritchie. Down there, Lions missed low. Lincoln out of Greeley, Colorado. Collegiately, part of his path in California Occidental College. Another one coming from Lincoln Lions. And he missed wide. Count runs full to the number 8 batter. Sure, Greeley went pretty deep on the pitching last night to deal with a doubleheader with the Pioneers. Of course, 2 7-inning games in a doubleheader format, 2 sevens. Lions pitch on a full count. That's grounded towards second, and it gets through, and that'll score a run. Reaching down, Griffin Webb couldn't keep it on the infield. Deegan Corrigan broke for it. Lions, the pitcher, was going to cover, and all kinds of things happening on the right side. It'll go as a single. I think Griffin Webb would like another shot at that ball. Thought he could have gotten a glove to it. And then the follow-up part of that, getting a throw to first from that angle with Lions on the run a little bit late on the break. And results in a ball in the outfield that brings home Mac Dossie with the 5th run of the bottom of the first. Andrew Buckled represents everybody now, means all 9 have gotten to the plate. Catcher Buckled takes the ball. Ground ball short, and that's going to get through. Shortstop Keegan Randall was shaded toward the bag at second, trying to run to the backhand side. That ball gets underneath him, base hit. Buckled delivers one into left field. Ritchie to second base. Catcher is going to get a courtesy runner. Yeah, it looks like Luis Lepe heads out to run at first base. Lepe running for Buckled.
Number 6, Luis Lepe. Turning over to the top of the lineup, number 22, shortstop from Southeast Community College, Taylor McMaster.
Taylor McMaster bats for the second time in the inning. 2 out, 2 on. Off the outer edge, ball 1. Diamond Club yesterday with Matthew Lighthall making the start, followed with Liam McGrew and Luis Lepe, the lefty pitcher, now courtesy running at first base. Lepe came in behind McGrew. 5 innings for Lighthall, 2 for McGrew, couple for Lepe, and they held off the Foxes. Fort Collins got to a 9 on the scoreboard, which is productive offensive output, but not double digits. It's been hard to keep the Foxes out of double digits. They had a stretch of 15 consecutive games during this season where they scored double figures for 15 straight games. So the 9 spot yesterday, something of an achievement by the Diamond Club 3-headed pitching beast. Lions studying Onderland, long look in again. Ball out, and the runner moves up on pitch that popped out of the glove. Ritchie takes third, and again, Onderland takes time. The catcher going out to talk to his pitcher. That ball brought to you by Rocky Mountain Oysters. Tenth Diamond Club Collegian to the plate is Taylor McMaster. He singled to start the inning, scored a run. Takes in. 2-0 count. Runners at first and third after Ritchie moved up. Lepe stayed at first base when Ritchie took third. McMaster chops it foul. Up above the head of McMaster, that's ball 4, and the bases go full again. Lepe moving on that pitch on 3-2. McMaster has the walk.
Up to bat, number 14, second baseman from Orange Coast College, Cale Corden.
Second plate appearance for Cale Corden in the first inning. Double. And a run scored. Corden's double pushed McMaster to third base. Kai Douglas on deck looking for his second chance to hit in the inning. Strike 1 from Lions as Corden swung and that pitch disappeared down and away. Pops this one up. It's right along the line behind third base. It's in fair territory and caught behind third base for the Grays. Austin Williams gloves it, and the pop out closes a 5-run frame for the Diamond Club Collegians in a nearly 40-minute first inning grinder of a first. 7 runs go up, 5 to Diamond Club. They lead 5-2 after 1 inning of play, scheduled for a 9-inning ball game in Arvada with Diamond Club back to the defense. And for Greeley, it's Caleb Kasari, Deegan Corrigan, Jake Onderland, the batters coming up. That's their 6, 7, and 8 spots in the order. Caleb Kasari takes ball one to start the top of two in Arvada. Diamond Club jumping to a 5-2 advantage after one. Two-0 count. Alvaro Nunez had the strong start. 2 strikeouts to open the first. Walk home run, and 2 runs went on the board with 2 away. And then Scott Thompson, third out of the inning, left the Grays on 2 runs. Strike called on Kasari, 2-1 count. Yeah, Max Matusi in left field. Mac Dossie at third base. Blake Young is in center. Kasari swings, and count is full. Looks like Casey Ritchie is in right field, so the card I had was got that pre-edits, a couple defensive differences than what the card I got had on it. Strikeout pitch from Nunez. Kasari swings out.
Next up for the Grays, number 27.
First chance to hit for Deegan Corrigan. 7th spot in the order. Seen Deegan hit in the cleanup spot this season. He's number 7 today, in front of Jake Onderland and then Griffin Webb, 8 and 9 in the order. Andrew Buckled protects the umpire. Appreciation flows on the synthetic home plate circle. Buckled on a nobody on early count pitch. Does the work. Keep the umpire clean. Ground ball going to go to short. Long throw. McMaster hit it. Nice throw from shortstop Taylor McMaster. Sent it up high, and Kai Douglas, easy head-high catch with McMaster on the play. 6-3, Corrigan is out. And again, Alvaro Nunez has 2 quick outs like he did in the first inning. He'd like to change the final part of this second inning script for himself, with Onderland, the catcher, at the plate. Good outside edge pitch for strike one. Off speed sinks down. Change up from Nunez. Bounced along the inside edge of the left side batter's box. Lefty delivers again, comes in on this pitch. Catcher Buckled likes it. Got a swing and a 1-2 count. Nunez closed set position, showing his number 11 on his back to the batter. Misses down and in. Alvaro working a little quicker than Lincoln Lions. Lions slow pace on the mound in the first. Nunez comes set. And again, the defense starts to leave. Nunez starts to leave. Umpire started to ring that one up and then shut himself down. Thought he liked it for strike three. Changed his mind about 25% of the way into his right arm ring up call. Nunez comes back and proves it there. Fires strike three. Nunez with 4 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. This one is a 3-up, 3-down inning. Clean frame. Diamond Club answers back on defense after the 5-run offense. They hold the Grays to a 0, and it's 5-2 to the bottom of the second inning. And after it was 11 batters in the first inning for Diamond Club, they'll come back up with 3-spot Kai Douglas in the bottom of 2.
Number 12, first baseman from Skagit Valley College, Kai Douglas.
Foul tip on pitch 1, pitching change for the Greeley Grays as Lincoln Lions works 1 inning and Caleb Tejada takes over. Tejada now up for the Grays. The ball to right, down the line, long run into the corner, bounces just foul by a foot or two in the corner, right at the front of the track in right. Tejada has 2 strikes against Kai Douglas. Jake Onderlin, the catcher, hands bat back to Kai Douglas, who gets back in with a 2-strike count. Pink glove for pitcher Caleb Tejada, sporting the glow out there, and he delivers a strikeout pitch. Tejada working obviously with more urgent pace. Pitcher goes right to work on Douglas and gets a strikeout. After that long first inning, and it was long. That was a Front Range League record for minutes in an inning. Lions threw right around just over 40 pitches. Looks like the Diamond Club game changer has not made the pitching change. This ball shot down the third baseline foul, again by about a foot. That hit right at the lip where the dirt and the grass meet behind third base, just foul. Little ramp right there of buildup under the grass, and it went rocketing up off of there. One out in the bottom of 2, 2-1 count. This ball is turned on and pummeled to left field. Exit stage left. Blake Young, back-to-back days, has a blast as Young sends that one out. Solo shot with one away. 6-2 Diamond Club. Blake Young goes yard in the second. Scott Thompson, left fielder, took one off the top rail in the first inning to take away a grand slam. This one, he can't do anything about. That one right over the head of the left fielder, hit right at him where he's positioned, but well beyond him, and no shot for Thompson in left on that Blake Young home run. Max Matusi watches ball one. Tejada fires in, gets a bounce away foul ball. A little over grip on that pitch. And one shot down into the left side batter's box. And now down again, bounces in front of the plate. Matusi watches that. And watches again for ball four. Matusi aboard with one out. Good start to the inning for Caleb Tejada with the strikeout. Now he's got the home run and walk he's dealing with. It's strike one to Mac Dossie. Scheduled today in the Front Range League. This is the opener of a 4-game day for Front Range League Baseball. Grays at Collegians. Diamond Club hosting. Runner takes off. Throw going down is wide of the bag and into second. Goes Matusi with a stolen base. The 11 a.m. Mountain Time start for our current game on the Front Range Baseball Network. And then games scattered through the afternoon or early evening. Boulder 64s are at Pueblo today. Tejada's pitch is popped up, and it's going to get out of play on the first base side. Boulder 64s, Pueblo Spradley Collegians playing two today, doubleheader, 2 7-inning games, 4 p.m. and then roughly 6 p.m. Mountain Time, probably a little after 6, shortly after Game 1 concludes at Runyon Sports Complex in Pueblo. It's 64s and Spradley Collegians at the southernmost point of the Front Range League down in Pueblo today. Getting the first game going at 4 o'clock Mountain. This ball bends, and Dossie hammers it to the same area that Blake Young hit his, and they'll talk about who hit it farther. Exit stage left for Mac Dossie, 2-run bomb, 2 home runs in the frame. Make it 8-2 Diamond Club. The offense is clicking for Diamond Club. Dossie, 2-run shot.
Out to bat for the Collegians, number 10, designated hitter from University of the Ozarks, Brock Mulvaney.
Diamond Club had 5 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. Mulvaney tries to abort a swing that went too far. He's got strike one. 5 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. They've got 3 runs on 2 hits, both of those home runs in the second. Pitch down from Tejada with 1 away, and the base is clear. Grays see a 5 spot and a 3 spot from Diamond Club to open this 9-inning contest. Showing Lincoln Lions with 42 pitches thrown in that first inning. A heavy workload in one frame. Mulvaney's got ball 4.
Up to bat, number 18, right fielder from Clark College, Casey Ritchie.
On the Front Range League schedule, with Boulder down in Pueblo for 2, the other game coming up this evening is Fort Collins Foxes at Western Nebraska Pioneers. Good clash at the top of the Front Range League standings. 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time in Gering, Nebraska. Fort Collins Foxes had a 12-game winning streak snapped here yesterday by Diamond Club. Now playing one of the top 3 teams in the standings on the road at Western Nebraska. Pioneers off the 2-game win-win result yesterday in Greeley. 11-9 and 15-2 over the Grays. Boulder 64s got back-to-back wins over El Paso County Baseball Miracles, winning in Colorado Springs on Monday. Winning last night in Boulder, the 2 teams played both nights, flipping venues between Monday and Tuesday from Colorado Springs to Boulder. 20-8 was the final in Boulder last night in a run rule of the Miracles, after the Miracles stuck with the 64s in Springs deep into the first game of the 2 on Monday. And the standings, the way they fall now, with the Pioneers and the Foxes playing, some shuffling could occur at the top of the pack. This ball lifted by Ritchie towards center field, in front of the center fielder, working his way in. Catch made by Brogan Barr. Fly out to center and 2 down. And Andrew Buckled will bat.
Up to bat, number 3, catcher from Concordia University, Andrew Buckled.
Foxes with that loss, again, the first loss they've had against any team other than the Boulder 64s. They had 3 losses all to Boulder before Diamond Club got them yesterday. 24-4 record for the Foxes. Mulvaney diving back. The 64s are now 2.5 games behind the Foxes. The Western Nebraska Pioneers are 3 games behind the Foxes, so just a half game separates Boulder and Western Nebraska. This ball hit well by Buckled to left. That'll bounce down in front of Scott Thompson in left field. And the inning stays alive with Buckled sending his second base hit. 2 singles. Luis Lepe runs again for the catcher Buckled.
Runner for our catcher, number 6, Luis Lepe. And now up to bat, number 22, shortstop from Southeast Community College, Taylor McMaster.
Back comes McMaster. This is his 3rd plate appearance. We are in the 2nd inning. He had 2 in the first. He's back up in the 2nd. A single and a walk in the first for McMaster, with Diamond Club Collegians available on first and second bases. Ball 1 outside. So Western Nebraska just a half game behind the Boulder 64s for the number 2 spot in the standings. And they've got a big matchup going with the Fort Collins Foxes. They're going to string a few games together between those front-running teams. Good bending pitch hit the zone to McMaster. Foxes are at Oregon Trail Park in Gering, Nebraska, starting tonight. Double checking. They play again tomorrow, and they've got a 2-game set. I was trying to remember if they had 3. It's 2. It'll be tonight and tomorrow. Big games with the Boulder 64s playing 2 at Spradley. And Spradley sits in the number 4 spot in the standings. So the top 4 teams in the standings all tangling here in the next couple days, and see what the results lead to. Could be some movement or at least tightening of the pack. McMaster turns on this to left. Exit stage left. 3-run shot from Taylor McMaster after Buckled kept it alive with a single to get it back to the top of the order. McMaster playing in the bottom of the second inning. He's now 2 for 2 plus a walk, been on base 3 times. This is a 3-run shot from McMaster. (11-2), and the dejection on the faces of the Grays is easy to see. At least for Jake Onderlin, he can put the catcher's mask back on and cover up the expression, but he's got a dejected look on his face. Caleb Tejada keeps firing. First inning of work on the mound for Tejada. 5-inning first, backed up by a 6-inning second from Diamond Club. Bouncing pitch. Short hop picked by Onderlin behind the plate. Corridon, his third time at the plate, playing in the second. A double and a pop out for Cale in the first inning. He scored once. Corridon blasts that to center straight away and to the front of the track, leaping up. That ball clangs off the wall and stays in. Corridon is going to have a triple on this. As he motors around, that ball almost got out, came up just shy, and Corridon slides into third, and then he's in some pain on the backside of that. His left leg, he reached for it. Back toward the hamstring on the left side. Hoping it's a cramp. He's stretching the toe long. Cale Corridon, a 2-out triple, follows the McMaster home run. Cale stretching the left leg. Third base dugout was cheering for that thing to get out. They thought Corridon might have hit it out to center. He flew around second and got into third with no throw. Slid in. Not sure of where the throw was behind him. Gives a thumbs up to the dugout. Cale playing second base defensively. Now he's got a little bit of a smile on his face, and he's taking his lead off a third. 2 outs. The triple brings Kai Douglas to the plate. Douglas first pitch down the line. That'll be 2 bags. Corridon's limping home. And around first, heading to 2 goes Douglas. Here's the throw, and he's in safely. Kai Douglas, RBI double. Scores Cale Corridon, who could limp home on that. No rush to get to the plate. Cale slow walks it back to the third base dugout. And a visit to the mound for the Grays seems appropriate. With a 12-2 score. 7 runs now in the inning. Douglas just batted for the second time in the inning. He struck out his first time opening this frame. Now he doubles. Drives in a run. Caleb Tejada going to try to get out of the inning here after Nate Lovato visited the mound. Talking about the top of the pack in the standings in the Front Range League. Diamond Club got their 7th win on the year yesterday. Young roster, got a great start from a fresh arm, Matthew Lighthall, a 2021 Chatfield High grad, so a little more mileage on the baseball odometer for Whitehall, and he led the team through a nice 5 innings, set them up to end up pulling out the win. Strike here to Blake Young is 0-1. Greeley Grays and the Colorado Springs Miracles, 5 wins each, sitting at the 7 and 8 spots of the 8-team league. This ball is jam shot, and it gets over the infield. Stopping at third base is Kai Douglas, and Blake Young has his second hit of this inning.
Up to bat, number 44, left fielder from Gateway Community College, Max Matucci.
Put him on first and third with 2 outs. Max Matucci walked in this inning. He had a sac fly RBI left field fly ball in the first inning. That was the Scott Thompson Grand Slam denier. Took it away. Bouncing ball down the third base line. That gets down the line. And in comes Kai Douglas. A lucky 13 on the scoreboard for Diamond Club. RBI single from Max Matucci.
Up to bat, number 4, third baseman from University of
13-2 the count. 2 down, 2 aboard. Mac Dossie has a home run in the inning. Can he double up? Extremely rare feat to go yard twice in the same frame. Dossie does have that opportunity. Tejada's pitch is up for ball 1. The Greeley Grays, Greeley, Colorado, up in northern Colorado, east of I-25. Maybe kind of the gateway to northeastern Colorado in Greeley. That's where University of Northern Colorado is located, and that's where Mac Dossie is headed in the fall. Play for the Bears of UNC. Same town where the Greeley Grays are based. Dossie goes up with that pitch, fouls it back on a high delivery from Tejada. Train rolling by on the tracks up above the field where Dossie just sprayed that foul ball. There's a strike called, pumped out against Dossie on the outside edge. 2 strikes to Mac. Talked to Dossie after the game yesterday when he was pulling out of the parking lot. His South Carolina license plates on his truck, and I think he had a Ducks Unlimited license plate. Like Mac a little better for that. A little DU support. Full count. Pitch was up above the zone, 3-2 to Dossie. Tejada's pitch is in, and Dossie is on, and the bases are full. Blake Young to third, Max Matucci up to second.
Up to bat, designated hitter number 10, University.
So Mac Dossie won't get a pull to double duty with 2 bombs in one frame. Walk instead. Brock Mulvaney 0 for 1 with a flyout and a walk. Couple pitches wide to the left-handed batter. There's a breaking pitch that got the zone. 2-1 count. Bases full and a 3-1 here. Mulvaney would like a chance to swing, but Brock has been patient in at-bats. If ball 4 is an RBI, he'll take that. Full count. 3-2 pitch, and that's out of the zone. Pushing in a run, Mulvaney RBI on the walk, his second walk of the inning. 14th run up for Diamond Club. Blake Young brings that to the plate.
Up to bat, number 18, right
It's a
fielder,
9-run
Casey Ritchie.
situation here in the second. Casey Ritchie single and a fly out. Ducks away from ball one over his helmet. Collegians are one batter away from running through the order 3 times in the first 2 innings. With Andrew Buckled on deck, 2 singles for the catcher Buckled. That ball is one hop towards second. Missed the first shot at it, but had time to pick it up and send it over for the out at second base. Griffin Webb got enough of that, knocked it down on the dirt, picked it up, threw him out. Ritchie grounds out to end another long frame after 5 in the first, 9 more in the second for Diamond Club, hosting on a Wednesday matinee. It is 14-2 Diamond Club all over Greeley Grays, with 9, 1, and 2 Webb, Barr, and Williams due up for Greeley in the top of 3. Alvaro Nunez back out for Diamond Club, gets a bouncer foul on the right side. First baseman Kai Douglas grabs it, sends it back over to Nunez, working in his 3rd inning. Bat might have cracked on that one. Griffin Webb's going to go change out. He'll donate firewood and find something else to swing. I think a couple Greeley Grays players just came walking below the press box here with a strike rung against Webb. He's got a pair of strikes. Nunez shakes once, shakes twice, then accepts the 3rd. And he picked the right one. Strikeout swing, that ball loose. Buckled will tag out. Griffin Webb gives himself up. Webb is out. That's back-to-back Ks for Alvaro Nunez. Ended the second with a strikeout looking and opens the 3rd with a swinging strikeout. Hear the spikes crunching down on the pavement in front of the concession window. I think some of the Grays are getting provisions after those long defensive innings Got some starvation and some feeling faint. Coming down to get snacks to get themselves through these long defensive frames. Strike called against Brogan Barr. Barr struck out his first time. 5 Ks in the game for Alvaro Nunez. 7 outs recorded by Diamond Club. 5 of those by strikeout. This one is going to be a soft shot out behind second. McMaster calls off Tanner Gertz. Gertz is in at second base. So Cale Corridon had a leg issue running the bags last inning, and he's out at second, not playing there anymore, and Tanner Gertz has taken over. Corridon done for the day, and Gertz and McMaster converging in shallow center. McMaster makes the play. Seen a lot of outfield play from Gertz this summer. He's playing second base now. Nunez working on back-to-back 3-up, 3-down frames. Gets a strike called against Austin Williams. He was poised for a 3-up, 3-down in the first with strikeout, and then gave up the walk-home run. Faced 5 batters in that inning. He went strikeout, ground out, strikeout in the second. He's got strikeout, pop out, and a 1-2 count now on Austin Williams. That ball's tipped foul. Good pitch on the outside part. Pretty good spoil from Williams. The outside strike has been there really across the league all year long in the Front Range League. Outer edge of the zone built a little wider in the Front Range League. Good work by Austin Williams to get out there and spoil that pitch. Can't do that one, though. Again, outside, and Williams waves at it. 2 more strikeouts in the inning from Alvaro Nunez. He has struck out 2 in each inning. He's got 6 Ks through 3 frames. It is 14-2 Diamond Club hammering the Grays to the bottom of the third. Number 9 batter, Andrew Buckold, coming to the plate for the Collegians of Diamond Club.
River Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
Hey, Dad,
League
baseball
not
is
what I
you
do
get
when
when there's no
because
baseball.
it keeps the parents
I'll tell you what
off
I do.
the streets.
I stare out the
Yo,
window
there's
and
no
wait for
crying
in baseball.
All yard baseball. All yard baseball.
Lefty Peter Torbicki on the mound now for the Greeley Grays on their third pitcher as we open the third frame of batting for Diamond Club buckled batting. Diamond Club came up one plate appearance shy of rolling the order 3 times through 2 innings, sending 26 guys to the plate through the first 2. Buckled has a strike called, and he's in a hole. Looks like Caden Anderson behind the plate now, catching for Greeley. Always hard to verify with the straps of the chest protector, but it looks like starter 19, number 19 was back there. It looks like a number 10 on the back of catcher Caden Anderson behind the dish. That is Caden back there. Keegan Randall still at shortstop. Grays have Nicholas Williams at third base. Griffin Webb continues at second. Torbicki's pitch fouled off. Sharp shot to the right side fencing. Short of the dugout area for the Grays. Coming out to grab that ball, Brogan Barr, who was in center field, so he's now hanging out in the first base dugout. Wholesale changes here for the Grays and a huge deficit. There's a strikeout pitch. Torbicki opens it up with a K of buckled. Second strikeout of the game for Diamond Club batters.
For the Collegians, number 22, shortstop from Southeast Community College, Taylor McMaster.
Back to the top of the order. McMaster on base 3 times already through the first 2 innings. Single walk and a home run. 3-run shot last frame. Grays first baseman Daniel Hodak. Daniel out of Brighton, Colorado, plays at Otero Junior College. One of a number of Brighton-based players on the Grays roster. Strike to McMaster. Peter Torbicki, an all-star in the Front Range League this year. He's pitching now, the lefty out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Peter, one of my in-game booth guests during the broadcast in Gering, the Front Range League All-Star game. Peter came up and got on headset for a little while. Peter off to a solid start in his appearance here after heavy turbulence in the first 2 innings. 14 runs to the board for Diamond Club. Lefty Torbicki missed wide, maybe a little up. Taylor McMaster has a couple strikes against him, swings, and it's Torbicki with 2 strikeouts. This was Cale Corridon's spot. Corridon went out with a leg issue last offensive inning. He ended up scoring the run and then limped off. So it's Tanner Gertz.
Oregon University, playing second base, Tanner Gertz.
Gertz played at Thunder Ridge High in the metro area, down around Highlands Ranch. And Gertz is going to lob this towards second. That ball skips to the ground. Gertz going to trot it down there, took his bat over halfway, and Tanner's aboard. It's an error at second base, and there was nothing pretty about that play. That's bad baseball all the way around. Gertz hit a soft lob towards second. He figured he was out, kind of gave up on it, trotted down, carried the bat, dropped it, wound up over at first. The throw was wild wide, and Torbicki deserved a little better fate there. He'll have to face another batter, and he's asked to take off a wrist decoration after 3 batters had come through the plate. That was seen and removal request made. Kai Douglas with 2 outs and a runner on 1. Peter Torbicki, good work with the zone. He's got 2 strikeouts and he's challenging hitters. Opens up well against Douglas, missed wide there. Caden Anderson, the catcher out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Up for a ball from Torbicki. Catcher Anderson, after Cheyenne, a little bit of University of Sioux Falls in South Dakota, part of his collegiate path. Ready for the pitch from Torbicki. Got the outside. Nice pitch from Peter. Got Las Vegas pitching to Cheyenne receiving. Number 3 batter Kai Douglas swings, and that was held onto on the swing, and Torbicki hangs up 3 Ks in his first inning of work. Good for the Grays. Stabilizing force on the mound. Torbicki shaking his head yes to his catcher Anderson on the way off. They knuck it up, and a 0 for Diamond Club, something completely different. 5-run first, 9-run second, and Torbicki shuts him down in the third. 3 innings completed. And the top of the 4th comes with Keegan Randall, Zach Kostopoulos, and Scott Thompson. Those are the scheduled batters, 3, 4, and 5 for the Grays in the 4th.
Sports fans, broadcast announcing is evolving. Play-by-play is now play-by-play. Who needs bothersome people who have their own opinions, rooting interests, and skin in the game? Play-by-play, the next frontier in sports announcing.
Ball Yard Baseball. Ball Yard Baseball.
Top of 4, Nunez, pitch 1, just missed on the outside, 1-0 count to Keegan Randall. Pride situation now for the Grays as they get into the 4th inning, down 14-2. What you're looking for here from a team and coaching staff perspective is just play each inning now straight up, play the game right, build back a little positivity and some pride in what you're doing out there. Randall's going to open in the 3 spot in the order. The shortstop walked in the first inning and scored in front of the 2-run shot from Zach Kostopoulos. Zach, the DH in this game, and he did just come out on deck. I looked over there on deck, and for Greeley, Julian Romero was out there. Looks like he's going to be after Kostopoulos. Scott Thompson's spot would be after Zach, but it will be Kostopoulos batting next. He's on deck now. Strike there, and Randall looks back. Not much he could have done with that pitch. It's about as edge of the zone as you can put it for Alvaro Nunez. It's a down and away corner. He goes to change up there, pulled the string, bounced it in. 3-2 pitch, buckled. Nice job to figured out a way to ride that horse. He just jumped out there and pounced on it. Long look for Nunez. Randall waits it out. Keegan ready for the 3-2 delivery. Fouls it away. Here comes another. Only walk allowed by Nunez was to the same batter in the first inning, and he paid the price for it with the follow-up home run. Trying to avoid that result. Leading off the top of the fourth, Nunez will work on challenging Randall. That pitch is hammered to left. There's a tree out there that just got pruned a little bit. Exit stage left, turning and standing in the same spot he started in. Left fielder Max Matusi knew it off the bat, didn't go anywhere, and turned around and watched that clip through the maybe cottonwood out there. There's some leafy greens there that Keegan Randall shot through. Home run for Randall. His second run scored in the game. Keegan on a 3-2 pitch, got into that one, barrels it gone.
Now up to bat for the
Crowd
Greeley,
goes.
hitter number 23, Zach Kostopoulos.
Other home run hitter, Zach Kostopoulos, strike one. Towards second base, Gertz has it. Kostopoulos hit it right at him. Soft liner for one away.
Next for the Grays, number 5, left fielder, Julian Romero.
Julian Romero gets his first AB of the game in the place of Scott Thompson. The subs deployed in force for the Grays. Caleb Kasari will keep his spot. He'll bat next. Kasari still in the same sixth spot where he began the game. Romero fouls it away. Julian, another Cheyenne, Wyoming hometown on the Grays roster. A little bit of collegiate time, North Dakota for Romero. University of Jamestown. Alvaro Nunez bends one that sails out to left off the bat of Romero. That's a fly out and 2 down. So where Max Matusi could only turn and stand and observe a previous bomb, this one is right up above him for the second out. Easy couple steps for Matusi and 2 down. Caleb Kasari with Next spot in the order was where Deegan Corrigan was. Deegan started at first base, and he was replaced there defensively, and also that batting spot now coming up will give Daniel Hodak his first chance to hit if the inning extends off of Kasari. Caleb out of Evans, Colorado. Edgetown, right up against Greeley. Connected communities, Evans and Greeley. Fouled away, Diamond Club. Colin Neibauer just popped out of the dugout to pick up that loose ball. I haven't gotten to see Colin in a while, left-handed pitcher with Lamar Community College as part of his baseball life. Kasari, nice job getting out there and just tapping that foul. Pitch had concern attached to it out on the outer edge. Has a potential strikeout pitch. That's too wide, and Kasari read that well. Didn't go try to expend that one. Let it go for a ball. Coming back inside, and Nunez missed. Good pitch sequence coming back. Just missed. Changing up the side of the plate, and a full count to Kasari. With Daniel Hodak on deck. Hodak will bat here in the fourth. Caleb Kasari works a walk. Hung around and picked up a free base. So Hodak will get his first AB. Brighton, Colorado's own Daniel Hodak.
First base, Daniel Hodak.
Pitch skips in for ball one. Hodak swings, fouls it over the top, out of play. Pitch from the lefty Nunez. That bounces in again. Buckled thinks about a back pick, doesn't send it. Andrew Buckled, one of the Valor Christian High School graduates, Concordia University for Buckled. In Seward, Nebraska. Pitch from Nunez. That's lined right at center field. Good swing from Hodak. He barreled that nicely. And it's Blake Young in center field right at him. Line out, and the third out, top of the fourth, closes down. One runner, but no run action for the Grays. They stay down by 11. Or let me back that up. Sorry, leadoff home run. Don't want to forget that shot. Keegan Randall did start it off with the long ball. So it's one run in the frame. That made it 14-3. And Diamond Club commanding this game to the bottom of the fourth. It'll be the center fielder, Blake Young, coming up.
Cliche Country, Sugar Lake's unicorn of radio. Wide open and in the saddle. Tough, gritty. We are servant leaders with exceptional bandwidth who give 110%. So open a can of worms and beat a dead horse. Get outside the box. 108.1 FM. Put a pin in it for a win-win situation. Sugar Lake's Cliche Country, 108.1 FM. It is what it is. You got this. Have a nice rest of your day.
All Yard Baseball. All Yard Baseball.
When I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel like, back when I feel like, I'm gonna get back when I feel like.
Blake Young toward the gap on the first pitch. He'll round first and take two. First pitch, double for Blake Young, fresh off his line drive catch in center field to close defense. Runner at two. Second inning of work for Peter Torbicki opens with the third hit of the game for Blake Young. Single, double, and a home run, plus a hit by pitch for Blake Young. He's scored his three previous times when he came to the plate, and he's in good position to make it 4 for 4 on runs scored today with an opening double. Max Matusi. He's 1 for 1, has a walk and a sac fly. Sac fly does not count as an at-bat. So Matusi has... It's just a little small helping of a perfect day so far. It's a perfect day in a micro sense. Torbicki's pitch through the zone. I think Matusi thought that was up a little bit, but that was pretty well centered, probably elevated a little bit. Matusi's still in there now after not ball 4. Pops that over second base, just behind the bag. Keegan Randall cruises in. Blake Young at second base. I think the bat handle just snapped about 6 or 8 inches up the handle from the knob. That thing just snapped. Blake Young's out there gesturing back to Matusi. What are you doing? And Matusi said, "You broke it." There'll be some friendly dispute in the dugout when Blake Young finishes his trip around the bases, if he can get that far. Pop out, now a line drive to second, and that's caught by Griffin Webb. Pop out to short, line out to second, 2 down. Peter Torbicki has been the only stabilizer on the mound so far today, working on a second good frame here for the Grays. Strike to Brock Mulvaney. Casey Ritchie on deck. 3 strikeouts last inning for the then new pitcher Torbicki. Lefty to Mulvaney swings and just got a little piece of that caught by Caden Anderson behind the plate. Strike on the board. Tried to bend one. Left it up around the ears of Brock Mulvaney. Fouled off. Good pitch from Torbicki. Was working away from the lefty, and Mulvaney reached out. Got a piece of that. Blake Young leading at second base in front of shortstop Keegan Randall, right behind the runner, straight up the middle. Mulvaney goes up high on the fastball, and Torbicki gets his 4th strikeout in 2 innings of work. Nicely done by Peter Torbicki. Another scoreless frame for Diamond Club after 14 runs in the first 2. They've gone zeros in the 3rd and 4th. And the Diamond Club Collegians send them back out, and it looks like it is a 5th inning of work for Alvaro Nunez. Alvaro, 46 strikes and 30 balls through 4 innings, 76 pitches, 2 hits, 3 runs, 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And back to the hill goes Alvaro Nunez for the top of the 5th with 8, 9, and 1 batters up for the Grays. Nunez, first pitch, has a swinging Caden Anderson, then crumbling down to the ground as Anderson looks over the dugout and laughs. Lost his back foot on the swing through. And went down in a heap. Stays upright on that swing, but misses for an 0-2 count. And 3 swings and misses and 1 away. Anderson strikes out. Griffin Webb to the plate.
Now to bat, number 30, second baseman.
Definitely don't want to lose it in the big offensive explosion. Kind of a mind-numbing first 2 innings that took an epic amount of clock time and pitches thrown and a 14-run output through 2 by Diamond Club. Don't want to lose the performance here by Alvaro Nunez, working in his 5th inning. Another strikeout. Last inning was the first frame in which Nunez did not strike out a batter. He struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Gets back to it, opening the 5th with a K. That's 7 in the game for Nunez. Bending pitch misses the zone, and then that was a tunnel shot. That was 2 5-holes. It went through the catcher and the umpire. Rolling right between the feet. Nunez gives it the my bad chest tap after that pitch was way above the zone. Mason Tafoya is on deck. That would be the top of the order spot. Again, a missed pitch up. 3-2 count. Griffin Webb still in his original batting spot right now with a 3-2 and 1 out. And then Mason Tafoya standing on deck. Ball down, strikeout to open the inning, walk to the second batter, and Mason Tafoya has his first chance to hit.
Entering the game at the plate, number 16 center fielder Mason Tafoya.
There's a back pick to 1 that Diamond Club thought they had, and they don't get the call. Diving back is Griffin Webb. Good throw by Andrew Buckled. He's shaking his head no. I don't know if that's about thinking that he didn't get the call or there's something about his side of that. I'm guessing he probably wanted that one. That was pretty good. Tough angle from the B position for a field umpire to see the way that tag went down. Fouled back by Tafoya. Nicholas Williams on deck. Fouled away, out of play. Nicholas Williams will bat in the spot where Austin Williams was, number 2 in the order. Ball to short. And picked up. McMaster handles it. Steps on the bag, and the defense clears. Greeley Grays stay on 3 runs after top of the 5th. Yeah, I'm sitting here confused too. McMaster sold that like it was a third out. I'm thinking it's not the third out, but I'm thinking I'm the only one wrong in the park here. That was only 2 down. All right, that's all I had. So stay in the top of the 5th and make it 2 outs. That was a double play ball pretty easily. Could have been turned up to the shortstop slot, and he was moving toward the bag. Would have been a 6 unassisted at second and fired over to 1. But McMaster pulled it in and went and stepped on second and departed. Everybody left, and confusion abounds. But Nicholas Williams is going to bat. So Tafoya has a fielder's choice. I was feeling guilty, like I was the one who messed up, so I just kind of was going to sheepishly leave the inning. But That probably tells you something about where this game is at after a 14-3 start through 2 innings. I said it was kind of mind-numbing. That's a good example of it. Not only did the shortstop have the outs wrong, but the entire field, both sides, just bought into it. So the runner took second is how they're going to rule that. Tafoya on the vacated field. He left. He was the runner who hit. He's the batter who hit that ball. The runner was out at 2. That was Griffin Webb on the force out. Tafoya ended up reaching on the fielder's choice when McMaster left, and everybody else did too. He started to go away, and then he ends up taking second. Thought about going to third as the defense came running back on the field. And I kind of think for Mason Tafoya, he never really left first. Everybody else was out of there. Runner forced out at second, obviously got up and left. Alvaro Nunez pitch upstairs to Nicholas Williams. Keegan Randall is on deck. Keegan will bat in his same position, not subbing out as a number of other spots have in the game. And a ball 4 to Nicholas Williams in a resuscitated inning for the Grays.
Next up to bat, shortstop number 31, Keegan Randall.
Nunez wants to talk to Andrew Buckled, his catcher, with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Ball from Randall is sent high to center field, and Blake Young has it. Keegan Randall has the walk and the home run on the day. He puts that fly ball to center for now that's a third out. That's how the game works. 3 away after a little restart of the inning for the Grays, and they drew another walk trying to push a run on the board. They're down by 11 into the bottom of the 5th. It's a 9-inning ball game. The run rule in the Front Range League in a 9-inning format is after 7. The Grays have a couple shots left, 6th and the 7th to work with, down by an 11 spot to the hosting Diamond Club Collegians with the 8-9-1. Richie Buckled and McMaster due up for Diamond Club. More Peter Torbicki. He's in his 3rd inning of work and sends strike 1 past Casey Ritchie, who takes it. 0-1. Fouled off 0-2. Tip of the cap to Peter Torbicki, coming in obviously a very difficult situation. And the job is just to push this thing along, see if the offense can hang up a couple crooked numbers, but if nothing else, stabilize and kind of regain the pride for the Grays. And Torbicki has done that well, works in his third inning. 1-2 count. Got the outside edge. Good pitch from Torbicki. Ritchie is down looking. That's back-to-back Ks for Torbicki. Struck out Mulvaney to end the fourth and starts the fifth with the Ritchie strikeout. Andrew Buckled has faced Torbicki one time. He struck out. Did Andrew. Fifth K for Peter Torbicki in 7 outs of work. Infield pop out and infield line out the other 2 outs. Earned by pitcher Peter Torbicki. Strike to the outside. Bullpen area blocked off pretty heavily from buildings and storage containers and sheds and whatnot. I don't see bullpen activity. We'll see if Nunez is going to come back out. Gray's bullpen looks empty also. Let it ride. As much sun as we've had at any time today, with clouds still heavily dominating the skies, but sun busting through. You can see on your shot the front range of the Rocky Mountains barely visible. Buckled is jammed. He was tied up by that pitch, and the throw pops out of the glove at first base. It was going to be close-ish. Daniel Hodak reaching out to grab it. It was catchable, and he just had it come loose of the catch. Buckled is safe on the error at first base. With 1 away, after a little chopper in front of the plate, good pitch. Buckled. Out comes a courtesy runner. That's going to be not Luis Lepe. It's going to be Colin Neibauer. A couple of Colin Neibauer sightings today. Picking up a foul ball off the screen. I think he delivered some baseballs at one point now. He's out on the bags as a courtesy runner. With 1 out, 1 aboard. Top of the order, Taylor McMaster loves getting ABs. He'll take one here, fouls that over the right side lower fence. The backstop stays tall as it bends around by the on-deck circle and then drops down a couple layers, and shot that up toward the road over there. Torbicki's pitch to the top of the order. McMaster up high. He lays off it. Brad Mulvaney told me that they've taken to just forgetting about foul balls, usually that go to the right side up by that road, and weeds over there and the road, and then you got some houses across the way. He said unless it's obvious we can see where it's at, they don't go try to do the retriever impersonation, which means you go through a lot of baseballs. And kind of like the resourceful kids who go to golf courses and fish out golf balls and sell them in dozens. If you want to come over here and harvest a bunch of baseballs, probably several available. Dozens. 3-2 count to McMaster. To right field. That ball's going to drop. Fire to second base, and just barely in is Neibauer. That was a force play at second, with the ball bouncing down and right. Neibauer, the courtesy runner, had to wait and make sure it wasn't going to be caught. He could have demonstrated more urgency getting to the bag, however.
Number 2, second base
Throw from right field.
University, Tanner Gertz.
Caleb Kasari out there picked it up and sent a good throw into the bag, and it was a stand-up kind of walk-in finish, and it turned out being bang, safe the call. Tanner Gertz, his second trip to the plate, replacing Cale Corridon. I see Cale sitting in the dugout and just hanging out. He doesn't look like he's in any kind of distress, but he had that leg issue on his triple. Strike to Gertz, who was either looking middle or away, and he got tied up by that pitch. Ended up flailing a little bit as it came in toward his knees, and it hit the zone for a strike. I think he had himself out over the plate a little bit, looking for something else. Torbicki's pitch, up and out. 2-1 count. Most recent run of the game was scored by the Grays in the fourth inning. They had a solo homer from Keegan Randall, who just flew out, so the Diamond Club pitching and defense cleared him last half inning in the top of the fifth. Gertz wastes another baseball. There's another $6. Gertz taking a moment after that swing. It looked like it was more lower body. Didn't know if he hit that off the end of the bat and rattled his hands, but he looks like he's working out something else. Might have hit it so far off the end of the bat it rattled his feet. Torbicki looks in. Soft lob to short. That's over the top of Randall at shortstop. Neibauer again had to turn and retreat. It's been a traffic jam of a trip around the bases for Colin Neibauer. He's over to third base now, talking to Brad Mulvaney about two different instances where he was in a yo-yo maneuver. Bases are full. That's a single for Gertz.
Now up to bat for the Collegians, number 12, first baseman.
Don't always have to crush it to get a base hit.
Piggott Valley College,
Worked out. Kai Douglas now up. Diamond Club threatening to add on. This would be, now you're looking at run rule insurance here. They're up by 11 with two defensive frames to play to try to close that. They're going to get one right here, at least one. Going to send the runner around. McMaster scoring. It's a 2 RBI single from Kai Douglas. Hit that sharply to the shortstop side of third base, and it clears the infield, rolls dead in left. Colin Neibauer gets an easier advance that time. Didn't have to overthink anything. Good shot from Kai Douglas. 2 RBI on the swing. 3 RBI on the day for Kai. Make it 4 RBI. I missed one when he batted twice in the second. He's got 4 ribbies, a couple singles and a double. (16-3), the updated score count. Ball towards short. Dropped the liner on purpose. And they're going to invoke essentially the infield fly. It's not an infield fly. It's a line shot. But Keegan Randall, liner to short, he let it hit the glove, dropped it out. Then the task is if you step on the bag first, then nobody's forced anymore, or at least the runner at second wouldn't be forced. So you go tag the guy at second. That would have been Gertz. Instead, the ruling, as everybody kind of looked around a little perplexed, kind of went with the, that was in his glove long enough. That was a catch and a drop, not a straight drop. Blake Young hit that hard, line out to short, 2 away. And I didn't get time to set it up. If Young tripled right there, it was a cycle. He's got a single, double, and a home run. We saw a Cale Corden triple in this game off the fence in center field. And that's all Blake Young is lacking for a cycle. I don't know if we've had a cycle in the Front Range League yet in this inaugural season. FrontRangeLeague.com. I'm not aware of one. FrontRangeLeague.com is the website where the standings and league information sit. FrontRangeLeague.com. Standings page hosted by Fort Collins Baseball Club. So if you're there at FrontRangeLeague.com, you click the standings link, you'll be magically transported to a page that will say Fort Collins Baseball Club, but it's the right spot with updated standing scores input every time games end. This one will be plugged in no different when we conclude at Nate Journey Field in Arvada. Matussi swings, and like he was ahead of that pitch from Torbicki. Mentioned that the most recent run had been scored by the Grays in the fourth. That's no longer the case. 2 here in the fifth. This ball gets through at the plate, but runners aren't going to go anywhere. Gertz stays put at second. That pitch went straight through the catcher. I don't know if they've either got the red light on just because of the score situation, or that one's hard to see from second because it goes right directly behind the catcher and umpire. And if you can't pick up the ball, you don't go. So either or in that situation. Gertz doesn't go. It leaves Kai Douglas at first. Now they'll all move up a peg. Walk to Matussi. Tanner Gertz not moving real well. That might have, I guess that'd be your third option. Yeah, Brad Mulvaney's over there checking on him, patting him on the back as Gertz is doubled over. He's standing up, but he's doubled at the waist. Something not going great for Tanner. We saw in the batter's box he was trying to work something out. Dossie reaches and pops that above second base with 2 outs. Catch is made by Griffin Webb. Dossie pops out on his first pitch, and they are left loaded for Diamond Club. 8 batters come up in the inning, and 2 score on a 2 RBI single from Kai Douglas, pushing the run score to 16-3. 16-3 Diamond Club in command all day long here. They gave up a 2 spot in the first, but answered that quickly with 5 and have not looked back since then. 5 frames complete, 16-3 Diamond Club on top.
number 44, Max Matucci. And in left field, number 6, Luis Lepe. And now at bat for the Grays, number 44, Peter Corbett.
Here's Peter Torbicki to lead off the 6th inning, and we're going to get a big old dose of Mac Dossie on the mound. Mac getting a couple appearances in the back second half of the season in the Front Range League. He's wide on a couple pitches. A big commendation to Alvaro Nunez. Goes 5 innings in his start today and did a great job on the hill for Diamond Club. The ball popped. It's right along the line, and Buckled makes the catch. That probably would have fallen fair by about a few inches right at the edge of the synthetic turf circle on the first base side where the chalk meets the paint. And Dossie has out number 1.
Number 5, left fielder, Julian Romero.
On the pop out from Torbicki. P2, the catcher position number 2 on defense. Blake Young has moved to third base. McMaster still at short. McMaster and Young talking. Kind of looks like McMaster is giving training, left side of the infield training session over there. I don't know if that's really what's going on, but they're pointing around talking about the layout. This ball's going to fall foul left field. Luis Lepe playing left field now. Max Matucci is in center. That's Casey Ritchie out in right still. Tanner Gertz and Kai Douglas still have the right side of the infield. Gertz at second base. Julian Romero with that foul pop. Mac Dossie, instead of, hey, let's talk. Hey, time, please go meet. Dossie throws a pitch that bounces through. Buckled couldn't control it. Dossie then says from the mound, "Is that what you called?" His catcher said, "Yeah." So he didn't know if he crossed him up or if it was just one he couldn't handle. Dossie threw such a great dirt ball, or synthetic turf ball in this case. Now a walk pitch puts Julian Romero aboard. Obviously, Dossie a catcher, so he knows some of the ins and outs, the details of communication sequences with your catcher as he pitches here in the top of the 6th inning. Swing and strike 1 to Liam Conkling. Conkling batting for Caleb Kasari. Ball loose. Julian Romero to second base. Again, Mac Dossie from the mound, just going with the long distance communication. A couple touch-ups on the new battery. Conkling fouls that away. One-two pitch to Conkling. Swing and a miss. That ball got down, skipped into Buckled. Nice play by the catcher. He picks it up, checks the runner at 2, throws out Conkling for the second out on a drop third. Dossie has 2 down here. As the commendations and
Bat number 20, first baseman Daniel Huddock.
floral arrangements and snacks and candy are handed out to Alvaro Nunez. Recap his start. Ground ball to short's going to be an out. Roller by Hodak, and Mac Dossie works a nice top of the sixth, 3 away. Going to throw the sixth inning stretch at you now, just in case the Grays don't pull it out in the seventh with avoiding the run rule. Get that tradition in and get to enjoy some lovely music, traditional baseball tune, as the Grays go to defense down by 13 in the game in the bottom of the sixth inning with the number 7 spot in the order for Diamond Club coming up.
Diamond Club.
Keegan Randall takes the hill for Greeley Grays. Luis Lepe takes the AB in the place of Brock Mulvaney, the 7 spot in the order. Lepe, a lefty pitcher, not a lot of ABs. He's playing left field defensively last inning. And Lepe swung at the first one. He's got a 1-1 count. Keegan Randall from Nampa, Idaho. Luis Lepe from Douglas, Wyoming. Keegan had a big smile on his face when he got up and kind of acknowledged Lepe in the box. I don't know what. They must have some kind of backstory based on that moment right before the at-bat started. Griffin Webb still at second base. Liam Conkling has moved into shortstop where Keegan Randall was. He's on the mound now. Lepe swings and a strikeout. Third baseman takes the throw around toss. That is still Nicholas Williams with first baseman Daniel Hodak rounding out the infield. Lepe strikes out, and now yet another Colin Neibauer moment. He's everywhere. Some POs getting some ABs. Pitcher only is PO, and an AB is an at-bat, and you don't usually blend the two, but in today's contest, that's become an option. And now Keegan Randall's just pouring strikes over to Neibauer on the left side. 1-2 count. See if Colin fires off a swing here. He takes strike 3. He protests, but I don't know if he has a lot of ground to stand on after the way he approached the AB. Colin dancing in the box, smiling on his way past him. His catcher, Andrew Buckled. They chuckle it out.
Now to bat, number 3, catcher from Concordia University, Andrew Buckled.
Bottom of 6 has 2 away. Good pitch there from Keegan Randall, who then yucks it up with Buckled, both of them smiling after a breaking ball. Randall just signaled his pitch like a bullpen when you show your catcher what you're throwing, and he gave a little glove indication, and he buzzes inside mid-leg level to Andrew Buckled. There's a chop shot on the right side. It's picked up by Hodak, and a quick 3 outs. That's a spiffy frame for the way this game has gone. Good work from Peter Torbicki, and then Keegan Randall behind him comes up, and he goes on a buzz through. 3 up, 3 down. 6 innings are in the books, and the Diamond Club Collegians have the opportunity to close it out here in a run rule in 7. Grays would need 4 runs to keep it alive.
That cup shot is brought to you by Down Under Armour. Protecting the jewels for over 45 years, Down Under Armour is manufactured using military-grade metals and impact tested at shooting ranges, bowling alleys, and martial arts studios. That cup shot brought to you by Down Under Armour.
No matter where I go or where I roam, Long Bridge Road means we're almost home.
Top of the 7th and a 13-run lead for Diamond Club. They've got a new arm. It's the second day in a row that they've got a new pitcher, number 32, passing that jersey around to good arms, good righties. Connor Hicks pitches at Santa Barbara State. Righty Connor Hicks now on for what Diamond Club has charted up as 1 inning of work if he can close out the run rule. This ball down the right field line is going to be fair. Dropped in by Caden Anderson. Anderson struck out on 3 swings his first time up and has a much better plate appearance there. Solid single the other way. Now a pitch burns through wide, and it's wild for a free base for Caden Anderson. Catcher running for himself. Breaking pitch. Strike. Griffin Webb. Fouls it off. 1-2 count. Two count, ball wide. And a hit by pitch. Webb is aboard. First and second, nobody out. Hicks tries to spin one, never got any bite on that. Number 1 spot in the order, Mason Tafoya. Runner takes off from second. Breaking pitch gets to the zone. Safe at third is the call. Blake Young liked it, thought he had the tag down on the foot. Caden Anderson getting a jump out there and read it, timed it well. First and third. Fastball bounces in. Buckold blocks it. Full game behind the plate for Andrew Buckold, working in the 7th inning. This ball is lobbed over toward the first base dugout, right by the corner of the leaning rail, and then working its way back. And the catch made for Diamond Club. Ethan McGraw playing first base. McGraw takes the pop up. Tafoya pops out, one down.
Now hitting for the Grays, number 24, third baseman
Nicholas Williams. First and third. Griffin Webb, the runner at 1. I imagine if he goes, the Diamond Club Collegians will throw for him. He did go there. Foul ball ends that play. Andrew Buckold should have a chance at a caught stealing from behind the plate. Obvious throw-through situation on a first and third. And imagine Caden Anderson be ready to take off as soon as Buckold goes up. So do you run a little wrinkle on him here? Runner doesn't go this time. Now he's going to get a move up free. They're both moving up, and everybody's safe. Wild pitch. Bounces home. Caden Anderson. Griffin Webb to second. fourth run of the game for Greeley Grays. They got 2 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 1 now in the seventh, and not done yet. Williams swings on a pitch on the outer part of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes after the swing and miss. Breaking ball gets the inside part of the plate. Nicholas Williams out via the K. 2 down, and Diamond Club 1 out away from a run rule win. The game extending run is in the on-deck circle still. They need 3 from where they are right now.
Now up to bat, number 31, shortstop Keegan Randall.
Peter Torbicki on deck. He would be the guy to try to keep it rolling along. So Keegan Randall finding a way on would be the Grays' best chance. Takes ball 1. Walk and a home run in the game. Fly out to center field. 1 for 2 for Keegan today. Pitched the bottom of the 6th inning. Threw it well. Breaking ball gets the zone. Connor Hicks. He has that number 32 jersey on. That's the same jersey that Matthew Lighthall wore yesterday in the start for Diamond Club and helped them get a win over the Fort Collins Foxes. Another breaking ball fooled Keegan Randall. It's a 1-2 count. Now Connor Hicks in the 32 trying to close out. Back-to-back wins for the Diamond Club Collegians. And that's going to go to the right side. Blocked at first. Here's the flip, and in time, nicely played at first base by Ethan McGraw, who caught a pop-up and just blocked the ball on the right side to keep it on the infield. Pitcher Connor Hicks does his job, covers up, and it's a 3-1 PFP, little defensive combo. Pitcher's fielding practice pays off, although they haven't done it together. I'll guarantee you that. And the third out in the top of the 7th caps off a Diamond Club win. They took a 14-2 lead after 2 frames. They win it 16-3 in the final, or 16-4 in the final math. But it was the first 2 innings. Diamond Club completely pounced on the situation, and this game was an extended margin the entire time. For Diamond Club yesterday, they broke a 6-game losing streak, and they go back-to-back wins. They did that earlier. They had a 6-game losing streak. They've done that twice now. Had a 6-game losing streak from June 17 to June 28, and then won back-to-back games over the Miracles of Colorado Springs. Then they dropped 6 games in a row. Now they've won back-to-back games, one over the Foxes of Fort Collins and one over the Greeley Grays. These 2 teams, update on the schedule, by the way, they were scheduled to play Friday and Saturday, all here in Arvada. The Friday game has been moved to Saturday, so that'll be 2 games on Saturday for the Diamond Club Collegians hosting the Greeley Grays. No game Friday, and 2 on Saturday is the schedule update. That'll be updated on the standings and schedule page hosted by Fort Collins Baseball Club. Just click the standings link on frontrange.league.com. You'll be able to see standings and schedule. That'll be updated as well as Game Changer will be updated. But no game for these 2 teams Friday, and a pair on Saturday at 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock Mountain Time. So the Diamond Club Collegians put together back-to-back wins, a quality win yesterday over the Fort Collins Foxes 11-9, and a dominant win today, 16-4 over the Greeley Grays, who had the quick turnaround from last night in the defeat doubleheader sweep at the hands of the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Now a little bit of time off for the teams before they regroup on Saturday to play 2 back here at Nate Journey Field in Arvada. Diamond Club 16-4, the winners. So long from Arvada.